Hi, hello, welcome. We have some SciFier boxes to open today. What I've tried to get into a little bit of a better habit in doing is placing a single SciFier order at the start of the month, and then trying to stick with that single order for the whole month. I have so far actually been fairly successful for a few months in the go. It might not seem that way because there were a couple of months where I let it build up, but I have managed to stick with it for a few months, and I do endeavour to try and maintain that for as long as possible, get into better habits. But yes, here we have this month's order. We have got mostly, I think, new releases. There's a couple of series where I caught back up with some series that I really do want to read. I've just not gotten to them yet, but it is predominantly new releases, and we did have some, I did make some pre-orders in this order. Hello, Mika. I did make some pre-orders in this order, and they're going to just splatter throughout. They're going to appear throughout the rest of the year, basically. Also, finally, a chunk of light novels that have been picked up for Ben as a present, so I look forward to getting into these so I can hand those off to him. Just before I get into them, do remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Lots of manga stuff, lots of figure stuff, and lots of vlogs. As well as me trying to reorganize and figure out what I'm going to do, like get things on my shelf. You can see there's a big pile of manga behind, and this is like because I'm in the middle of my reorganization video. I pretty much end up only putting manga away like twice a year, and it's terrible, and I need to get out of that habit because it leads to like a month-long process. Anyway, let's open these boxes. Let's just start with the one on top, and yes, as you can see, these are from SciFier. You can use code Caketinz to get 5% off your order. They do also often run various MISC kind of deals where they offer discounts in particular like categories and stuff. They also have a second-hand pre-owned section if you are interested. They are based in the UK, but they do ship to a number of countries worldwide. If you are interested in what it's like to order from countries outside of the UK, do join the Dude Discord server. We have a lot of people, especially from across mainland Europe, who have ordered, and they're often more than happy to share their experiences, and I really appreciate that from all of them. Okay, let's get the packaging out the way. That was a lot of packaging with some bookmarks on top. I think we might just have 2 bubble wraps in this one. Oh, but they are heavy and chunky. Oh my gosh. What did I buy that's a hardcover? Oh, first off, we've got, if it'll come out, we have Ennead Volume 5. I've been holding off reading a few of these. With Pride Month coming up, I think have 3, 4, and 5 to read in a big go. I really like the look of this one. This like sort of creamy white is very pretty, especially with the gold trim. Oh, I remember, this is one of the books I picked up for Ben. It is Star Wars: The High Republic Midnight Horizon. They do sell a lot of stuff on SciFier that isn't just manga. They have light novels, general novels, regular books, fantasy, not even just sci-fi. RPG stuff. Do take a look if you are interested. So yep, this is one for Ben. He does love his High Republic series, High Republic Star Wars books a lot. Okay, next we do have some manga. We have Alpha Wolfgirl and Omega Wolfboy Volume 3. I was very unsure with Volume 2 of this. It had bits in it I didn't like, I didn't enjoy. Do use, say, Storygraph to look up trigger warnings. I've stayed up to date with Steamship because I like the idea of collecting like a particular imprint and stuff. But I think, wasn't a massive, I'm really uncertain about Volume 3, honestly. Oh, next we have 3 volumes from the same series. We have My Cat is a Weirdo, Volume 4, 5, and 6, which I do believe brings me up to date with this series, with Volume 6 having come out quite recently. I read Volume 1 last month and adored it. It is so cute. If you are a cat fan, I would highly recommend. It is just a whole bundle of silly, cute stories to do with cats, and there are also real pictures of cats, I believe. Oh my gosh, look at that a full page of cat pictures. They're a little bit more pricey. They are in full colour with lots of pictures, so they do probably run for about £13.99 at least, and then try and get it in a 3 for 2 would be like 9 something. But if you're a cat fan, I do recommend. Oh, we have another steamship. We have I Can't Refuse S Volume 6, and I understand this to be the final volume in this. I have not been a big fan of this steamship either. I really didn't like what happened in Volume 5, so I kind of am looking forward to reading 6 to see how it wraps, but I'm not looking forward to reading the story, if that makes any sense. Probably not. That's fine. Next we have No Love Zone Volume 3, a BL manhwa. I was not a master of Volume 1. This haul is not going well so far, is it? Oh dear. But I've enjoyed so many other BL manhwa series that 7 Seas have put out. I do very much want to stick with it to see if it grows on me. But I really just, there was like some terrible forms of communication. I just got so annoyed. Poor communication is just my biggest pet peeve in reading anything. Last volume here is, the condemned villainess goes back in time and aims to become the ultimate villain, volume 4. Okay, now I do love this one. This is probably one of my favorite villainess series. This has been really fun to read. It is not an isekai, it is a back in time, if I recall correctly, but it has that wonderful, like, she knows what's going to happen and is able to like manipulate events to enact some revenge, and which is just, oh yes, yes. Highly recommend this one. It does also have a light novel if you're interested. Oh, I'm so hyped. Okay, that is one of them done. We've got the second one. Okay, first off, we have a oh gosh, I did not know it was this thick. We have Bastard Volume 1, a webtoon published by 7 Seas. I've seen this being talked about even before it got licensed, and that does usually typically bode that it is fairly like an interesting read or fairly popular enough, but that is a very thick. How many pages is that? 438. That's actually more. I have no idea if I was expecting more or less. I feel like page counts can be so deceptive if depending on like the type of paper quality used, if it's colored, it's so interesting comparing volumes and be like, this really thin one has more pages than this really thick one just because of how the paper's been, what type of paper's used. It's 400 and something pages. That's probably the thickest webtoon I have. I'm not sure. Interesting going into this. Seen a lot of people excited for it. Okay, next we have a nice press. We have The World After the Fall Volume 8. It's a series I semi-fell behind on picking up, but then volumes of this kept appearing in sale or daily deal sections, and that doesn't really bode crazily well for the series, but hey ho. It is also one of the very few Ice Press I'm behind on reading, not even just like picking up. I think it's just this, The Boxer, and Jungle Juice now. This is the next one I want to pick, like try and binge volumes, because like everything about it is stuff I should enjoy. Just Volume 1 didn't hit for me for some reason, but I'm hoping doing a nice binge like some of the other Ice Press series I did I'll enjoy it more. Next we have 10 Things I Want to Do Before I Turn 40. I assume it's a one-shot, it's by 7 Seas, it's also quite thick. A fun sexy BL romp between an assertive junior colleague and a senior past his prime. Past his prime? Oh dear. I assume 10 Things I Want to Do Before I Turn 40. A more mature BL, that's quite an exciting thing. Not to say I dislike fun high school trope stuff, but it'll be nice to read one where they're older than me. Ooh, next we have some light novels. These are for Ben. We have So Spider So What, volumes 3, 10, and 12. I think I got him all the volumes he needed to fill in a gap, apart from one. I think it's like volume 9 or 8, I can't remember. Interesting that they have different textures. The texture on volume 3 and 10 is different to the texture on volume 12. These are like kind of a soft paper. This is a bit more textured, this one. I always find that interesting. Comparing the sort of feel quality of the outside. Same with like comparing the paper thickness and page counts. I find it so interesting. It's the most useless, unhelpful knowledge, but I find it really interesting. Anyone else is interested in that, do leave comments. I would be thrilled to hear that there are other people interested in that kind of thing than me. Next we have a couple of volumes of A Reincarnated Witch Spells Doom, volumes 5 and 6. I hadn't realised I had fallen a volume behind on this, so I just grabbed them to get myself back up to date. This has been a fun fantasy. I think it's an isekai actually, if I can recall the beginning of it correctly. Just been quite cute. I don't think I'd rave about it, but I've still enjoyed it, and depending on what sort of thing you're into, I might still recommend it if you're into your fantasy, romancy kind of trope. I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, volume 2. This is really thin. That's quite upsettingly thin. How many pages are you? Like 140. That is quite short for a volume like this. Usually they hit like 160, 180 at least, but about 140, that is quite short. Oh, that is the full subtitle, by the way. It seems turning into a highborn baddie makes the prince all the more love-struck. I think it is. Again, it's Villainess. I don't think I'm yet blown away. I'd need to read more, but this has been quite slow releasing. I think it's been a while since we had volume 1, so I need to remember what happened. The last volume in this box is April Showers Bring May Flowers, volume 2. Volume 1 was very kindly sent by Yen Press. I think I liked it. It was okay. I think it was like a solid 7 out of 10 maybe. It's meant to be, what if the side character is the one experiencing the romance, the shoujo romance is kind of the plot of it, really. But some parts of it just felt really awkward, which is almost as bad as poor communication. Some of it was really awkward. I think that might just be me being a bit picky though. I hope, like, I just wanted it to remain cute and sweet is my hope of this series. Okay, our second box, which is very slightly precariously sat on top of the other empty one, so it nicely reaches up to the camera. Fingers crossed I don't break anything. I feel this coffee table is struggling a little, especially with like the boxes I'm constantly dropping on with all the manga in it. Like, it makes a sad creaky noise every time I put something on it nowadays. Oh! Definitely didn't stab myself with the scissors, that would be bad. Oop, similar packaging to the first one. What is this? Oh my god, I think that's just bookmarks. Have they put them in an envelope before? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of bookmarks. Let's see what we have in here and how they're... Oh, this is interesting. This is just like 2 volumes. What is this? Oh, another Summer Spider So What light novel. This one is 7. And the cover's really cool. I love how like bright and colourful they are. And then we also have Thunder 3 Volume 2. Really, really like stupid pet peeve of mine is series that have a number in the title. So when you try and say which volume number you're on, you have to say a number then a number, but also specify that one of those numbers is not part of the numbering for the volumes. It's really dumb. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I was really blown away by how much I liked volume 1 of this, so I did, I think, catch up with what is out, and that should also be in here. This has like been a fun, kind of weird sci-fi action alien superpower. I don't really know how to explain it too easily. It was just so weird, but I quite liked it. Okay, where do we start next? This one, let's do the ones on top. Not like there's any other ones we could do, but let's do this one. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so first off we'll do this one, which is Unwanted Undead Adventure Volume 1, a light novel as well, specifically requested by Ben. He asked to see if I could pick up some Volume 1s where he had later volumes. I think he has like 2 to 8 of this, but doesn't have Volume 1. So it was like, if you're gonna get me a light novel, get me this one. Okay, it's here. I Don't Need a Script for Love, a one-shot, I assume BL from Tokyo Pop, Going in Blind. Yeah, I should try and read a bunch of these and tier list them, because there's so many now, and trying to think which ones I've read. That might be fun. Be My Worst Nightmare Volume 2. Interestingly, this is not what the cover looked like on SciFier. I don't know where they pulled the cover data from, but this isn't what I was expecting. This is a volume, a series where Empress sent me Volume 1 again, and I really liked Volume 1. It's like borderline a little smutty, hence the plastic wrap. Maybe it'll get more smutty the later in the series we get, but I was really fond of this one a lot, so I was quite excited to have another one. My Love Story in College, Volume 14. This is a series that did complete at 13 volumes, and they since published a 14 with like story from the characters later on in life. I have not caught up with my volumes to be able to just read this one yet, but I had really enjoyed what I read, and I just love when series do this. There have been some others where like a few years later we might get like short stories, side stories, follow-up stories, and I just love when they do that. So I was really, really hyped to see this one. Also, I know a lot of people love this series, so it was really nice seeing everyone really happy for it to get a follow-up. Emperor's Caretaker Volume 2. This was a really nice fantasy. I'm going to say romance, because Volume 1 didn't have a crazy amount of romance in it, but obviously I'm expecting us to see more progress between these two. She'd pretty much just been hired to work for the Emperor at that point, who isn't him, by the way, not the Emperor. I think he's the brother, maybe? So I look forward to see where it goes. Strange House Volume 3, the only... I was going to call it a horror, but like having read Volume 1, I don't really feel like it was horror-y to it. Well, it's not the kind of horror I don't like. It feels more like I'm reading a true crime documentary around these odd murders. But I do adore the floor plans. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Brings joy to my heart to look at floor plans. Oh, the God-Slaying Demon King Volume 1 going into this blind. No idea. Square Enix. The Demon King is dead. Long live the Demon King. Wait, what? No idea. We'll see. And then we have I Abandoned My Engagement because my sister is a tragic heroine, but somehow I became entangled with a Righteous Prince 3. This volume felt like it came out really quick. Maybe it just took me ages to pick up Volume 2, but I only picked up and read Volume 2 last month, and now we already have Volume 3, so maybe it was just because my last month unboxing I'd been holding for a couple of months, so maybe that's why. Again, it's one I probably wouldn't recommend, but if you enjoy the trope of like bad sister, the villainess character's not actually a villainess, if you enjoy that kind of tropes, you'd probably enjoy this one. But I wouldn't call it the best. But yeah, let's do this one next. Unboxings are always fun when you can't remember what you've ordered. Ooh, excellent. So I hopefully do have a couple more as well, but I was talking to someone I work with about Initial D and I decided to catch myself back up with the omnibuses. So initially these were printed as singles and were very out of print, and then Caketinz started doing these omnis, and now I am a singles gal at heart. I do prefer my singles. However, I am not going to fault Caketinz on these beautiful, bright, vibrant volumes. They are amazing and stunning to look at. A good old, big old rainbow. I'm so happy. And it's so wonderful to see this classic series. There's been a load of classic series I feel that have had reprints in the omnibus format, and like on one side I'm like, ugh, for omnibus, but I'm glad that there is a more affordable, accessible option available now. And picking them up does still at least show the publisher that there is interest for them and for other ones to get it as well. Crossing my fingers for a Great Teacher Onizuka one at least. Next I picked up Blue Lock Volume 18. 18 on 18. Staying up to date. It's been fun. Yeah. Shame this one's quite just white. I suppose we needed a white one at some point with all the colours we've had. Final one in here is Seduced by the Demon King Essential Rebirth. What? Is it an isekai? Oh my. Oh gosh. Okay. It's a new steamship title. Volume 1, a new one. I either like love or hate steamship titles. I desperately hope this is going to be a love one. I've seen other people who've read it before and loved it, so I'm gonna cross my fingers, to be honest. Next is Heavy. Can I... Oh god. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have another Star Wars High Republic book, Fallen Star. Both of them have been hardcovers. Ben says that they kind of alternate between types of books and comics and all sorts. There's even manga that it like falls into the timeline of the High Republic. Edge of Reason, Edge of Balance, I can't remember. You'll be excited. Oh, then we have the other two Initial D. We have Volume 2 and 4, and I think 6 came out just before I placed my order, or just after I placed my order, so I know 6 is out. I am still considering myself up to date, because at the time I ordered, I was up to date. So blue! And also the next 2 volumes of Thunder 3, Volumes 3 and 4. You see those covers, like the really like well-drawn detailed ones, and then like cartoony ones? They are the same people. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. My new boss is Goofy, Volume 1. It just looked cute and silly. It's very thin though. Look how thin that is. 7 Cs though. Very hype. Oh, we have another Sam Spider Stowart light novel. This one is 6. Oh, they've fallen in. We have Vampire in the Bathhouse. No numbering, but I shall assume one shot. Caketinz. It looked dumb, and it's vampires. Always got to pick up the vampires. And look at the little duckies. Next we have Wet Sand, Volume 1. This is a very anticipated release from Inklaw. Lots of people are going crazy for it, and I cannot wait to find out the hype and the reason why. Plastic wrap. The plastic wrap feels a bit weird, actually. Have Inklaw had a plastic wrap one? I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Plastic wrap connoisseurs might understand what I mean. Or maybe it's the texture of the volume underneath, but this strange. And then the last one in here is the Other Worlds books depend on the bean counter 3 light novel, and it is the final one. I had completely forgotten to order this when it came out. I just completely missed me by. How atrocious is that with my Bean Queen status? I have not read my second light novel. A part of me is holding off because I don't want it to end. And also volume 2 is going to overtake where I've read in the manga, and I can't decide what I want to do. Do I want to finish reading the manga, even though it's going to be a number of years before it is done, because that's where I've started? Or do I just swap over to the light novel to at least know what happens, but then it's done and there is no more beans at that point? I don't know if I can emotionally handle that. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. Look at that little smile. Look at the way he's looking at him and the way he's looking at him. Let's move on. Unwanted Undead Adventure 2, the light novel. I was wrong then. I thought he had 2. He has a big run. I don't remember where his big run is then. Hopefully he knew, because he just told me which numbers he wanted and I ordered them. Apocalypse Bringer Mynoghra. World Conquest begins with the civilization of Ruin, Volume 3. This has been a weird, evil civilization isekai, and I think I've liked it, but it is definitely a bit on the dark side and a bit more gory, so do keep that in mind before going in if you're interested. Skip Beat 50, staying up to date. I will read this, especially how thin these are. I could probably read them pretty quick. I have been on such a mission to read like classic series or series that I've just been wanting to read in my collection, but I keep putting it off, and this is very much on the list. I'm probably going to tackle some of the shorter ones first, but Skip Beat and there's another one. Sailor Moon was on there, but I'm currently reading Sailor Moon. I'm really pleased with myself. But yeah, this is a definite classic I need to get to, and Lydia will love me for it when I do. Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts Heir, White Rabbit and the Prince of Beasts, Volume 1. I don't think I realised till after I ordered this that this had anything to do with Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. And you're going to be like, Caitlin, it literally says it right there in the title. Are you a dummy? Yeah, I am a massive dummy. All I saw was the cover, and I couldn't read that when I saw pictures of it, and like when I saw it written down, I kept seeing the White Rabbit bit, and it was only after I ordered and checked the order for like my email to put it in my spreadsheet that I realised that it had this bit. So thank goodness I do have that series, so I can read it and then read this one, but I probably would not have picked this one up if I'd realised it was a sequel for a series I've not yet read. Dumb moves on my part, hey ho, silly me. The Last Elf, Volume 1, 7 Seas. Yeah, completely blind, no idea in the slightest. I couldn't tell you if it's slice of life, a fantasy, dark, action, adventure, nothing at all. So keep an eye out for my reading vlogs when I will hopefully get to this and share all my thoughts on it. Magic Artist Sandalia, Will to Know More, Volume 7, a beautiful isekai, I love it. This is also, it's just been such a fun read. Yeah. I even bought an Android of her, she's so cute. Touch Within the Abyss, I think a one-shot BL from Tokyo Pop. My absolute dearest Kiggums, I believe, has kept recommending this to me. If I've got it wrong, I'm sure she'll beat me around the face, but I'm fairly sure she keeps recommending and saying we all need to pick this up. Hopefully it's this one. Is it smutty? Tokyo Pop aren't good at like plastic wrapping. Oh no, it looks sad. I hope it's not sad. Yona of the Dawn, Volume 43, staying up to date. This is the other long-running shoujo series I was thinking of that I want to try and binge in a go. It's this and Skip Beat, the ones off the top of my head, and they just completely escaped me. At least they was here to remind me. I want to read Yona so bad. Everyone who reads it loves it, like, so much. So I just know that I probably will as well, just need to get to it. Last one in this parcel is Betrayed by the Hero. I formed a MILF party with his mom, Volume 1. Do I think this is going to be any good? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. I'm probably already going to rank it like 4 out of 10. It's plastic wrapped, assembling a harem of MILFs. Alright then, okay, cool. One more parcel in this unboxing, and it is another heavy one. Why are they all so heavy? Are they all manhwa? I've gotten really into manhwa recently. Recently? It's been a while now. It's been a few years. Can I still say recently? Okay, we have got 7 Fates Chakho, Volume 7, and it is the final one in the series of all of these K-pop crossover series. I think it's just Dark Moon that has one more volume left to release. It's also a volume 7. I binged loads of the 3 of them in March for doing a Manhwa March month, and I caught up on loads of my Ice Press. This improved, I must say. I feel the further into the series I got. I don't think it's outstanding still. I think Dark Moon is probably my favourite out of the 3. But it did definitely improve from volume 1, which I wasn't particularly impressed by. But also, not being a K-pop fan did make it a little bit confusing. I don't know who any of these people are. Oh! Hirayasumi volume 4. I read 1 to 3 of this last month, and yeah, if you were to say name a slice of life series, you might be interested. Recommend a slice of life series. This is like peak. This is peak slice of life. This just screams slice of life. It is a nice, cozy read. There are still dark bits. There are bits where you're going to get a little weepy or a bit sad, but it didn't like make me down sad. It was like, oh, and then it would pick up. Usually they don't end on sad bits, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this has been a good read, and I was umming about holding off picking more volumes up until I read it, and now that I've read it, I'm up to date and I really liked it. I'm gonna definitely stay up to date with this one. Cherry Blossoms After Winter Volume 2. I like that we're getting different colours on the spines. This is like a cherry blossom cover. I was a bit nervous seeing the cover and it had that same sort of shade of purple that Volume 1 has, but we're getting different colours. Beautiful. Really enjoyed Volume 1. Very happy to have another volume of this now. It is a bit sadly thin though. Yet another Summer Spider So What light novel, Volume 4. Is that all of them? I think that might now be all of them. I can't remember if that's all. I think yes, yeah. I mostly went for Summer Spider and Undead Unwanted Adventure. One day he'll get to this as well, and then we can compare notes between the manga. Pet Shop of Horrors Collector's Edition, Volume 2 by 7 Seas. I haven't read my Volume 1, but it is on my like TBR trolley where I put the stuff I want to read next on it, I think. Another classic series. It was really lovely to see they did a collector's edition of. I had started picking up the singles, but I'd been picking them up like pre-owned for a couple of pounds each, so I'm not heartbroken about it. And they're a lot cleaner this way, and I'll be able to definitely have a full set, which is very nice. Next we have Not So Shoujo Love Story Volume 1. I think this is a GL manhwa, I believe. What is that chin? Oh god, my eyes, they hurt, they're pointed. I remember there being a lot of shock and surprise when they announced this license, so it's quite nice to see it. It's quite thick as well, I'm quite surprised. £15.99 UK pounds. Viz is one of the only publishers that does put pounds on the back. I was going to say the only, but I think like Titan, maybe Ablaze, and a couple others do now, some of the newer ones at least. I am excited to get into this one though. Virgin Marriage and Maiden Voyage into Passion's Embrace Volume 1, another steamship title, another new steamship title. I swear that they every time 7 Seas do a set of announcements on a Wednesday, there's like always a steamship title. I can't believe how many they have now. It felt like at first it was just like, here's like 3. And then it was like kind of a bit quiet for a bit, and then it's like bam, 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 which might kind of work with the whole steamship. Also going in blind, we'll see. Oh, another light novel I had forgotten I picked up for Ben, Spice and Wolf 1. He has a bunch of Spice and Wolf light novels that I've picked up at like Trustman Warehouse sales, or I've done swaps with people for, but he does not have Volume 1. So as part of the endeavour to get him Volume 1 so he can read the series, this was another one I grabbed for him. I think SciFier actually had quite a few Spice and Wolf light novels. I think I could almost get him the rest of what is out, maybe? Or fill in a number of gaps so we'd have a clear run at least. But he said he wanted me to prioritise Spider and Unwanted, so just get Volume 1 of this for now. Isekai Affair Volume 2. This is not good. Please do not pick this up. I think it's complete at 3. But literally everything it says in the title, 10 years after defeating the Demon King, the hero cheats on his wife with a warrior woman who lost her husband. That's exactly what happens. Also, all of the anatomy is weird and dumb and massive. Like, you can see some of it on the cover, but that is not the only weird anatomy that makes no sense. It is a dumb read, but I'm not gonna rate it or recommend it. So yeah, this is a shame pickup. I think last volume in this box and the haul is Father, I Don't Want This Marriage Volume 3. I read Volume 2 fairly recently. I really do enjoy the series. My love of Villainess and pretty manhwa. It is so nice to look at. Where's some nice pretty pages? Where's some pretty pages? There's our female lead at the back, some of the nice art pages, which aren't spoilery. I also really like when they put this on the back, when they say which episodes are included in the book, because often when you go inside, the way it's broken down does not match what it says on the back. So when you're like trying to see like how far through, there's like, oh, there's 200 chapters of the webtoon online. Let's see how many I've read. Reading to part 11 does not in any way equate to episode 48. So I really appreciate when they do this, so I have some semblance of how far through the series I am if I were to look it up online. Also another one with pounds on the back, $16.99. That is a chunker. We just don't talk about the text on the front. And there we have today's unboxing. So many new releases. It's definitely a very new release heavy haul. I'm very excited. So many things I want to get straight into. So many light novels I can hand over to Ben. He's going to be delighted as well. I'm probably going to start with the steamship titles, not gonna lie. As well as some like Villainess stuff. Oh yes, so excited. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, anything here you're intending to pick up. Do remember, if you see anything you're interested in, you can use code Caketinz to get 5% off your SciFier order. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe and check out my channel memberships for early access to all your videos. It's 99p a month, and I usually have about 15 videos up. There's some that are probably just going to stay for members now, because they've been up for so long. If you haven't already, remember to join the Dudet Discord server as well. There is a link found down below. Otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!